I have watched traders sit in front of charts for hours, waiting for the perfect setup. And I've also seen traders who don't even look at charts all day, still take the same trades with more consistency and less stress. Same market, same opportunities, but completely different results. And the difference is not intelligence, it's not experience, it's the way they execute. The truth no one tells you is this: manual trading is not difficult because of the market, it's difficult because of you. Let me explain. Imagine you are writing an exam. You studied well. You know all the answers. But inside the exam hall, you start doubting. Is this correct? Maybe I should change it. What if I lose marks? So even though you know the answer, you don't write it properly. That's exactly what happens in trading. You already have a strategy. You know your setup. But when the moment comes, you hesitate. You delay. You overthink. Or sometimes you do the opposite. You take a trade without a setup. That's not a strategy problem. That's a human problem. Let's take a very simple example. Let's say your rule is, when price goes above volume weighted average price, I will buy. That's it. Simple. Now what happens in real life? Price goes above volume weighted average price. But your mind says, let me wait for one more candle. Then it moves more. Now you feel, I missed it. I'll enter now. Now you enter late. Then small pullback happens. You exit in fear. And then the market goes in your direction. Same setup, same chart. But your execution changes everything. This is where most traders get stuck. They don't lose because of strategy. They lose because they cannot follow their own rules. And this is the point where something interesting happens. Some traders realize maybe the problem is not the strategy. Maybe the problem is execution. So instead of trying to control themselves, they start building. Think about this. When you use a calculator, you don't worry about emotions. You just enter the numbers and it gives the answer. It doesn't panic. It doesn't hesitate. It doesn't overthink. Algo trading works in a similar. You define your rules once and the system follows it exactly. For example, you can say, if price goes above volume weighted average price, then buy. If price goes below, then exit. If loss reaches this level, then stop. That's all. No second guessing. No maybe. No what if. And this is exactly what we built Quantman for. Not to replace traders, but to remove the hardest part of trading. Execution. With Quantman, you don't have to sit and watch every candle. You don't have to react to every movement. You simply define your strategy. And the system takes care of watching the market entering at the right time, exiting at the right time, exactly as planned. And something interesting happens when you do this. You stop chasing the market. You start trusting your process, because now you are not making decisions under pressure. You are letting your system execute without emotion. There is another hidden problem in manual trading: speed. Market moves in seconds, but humans think in minutes. By the time you analyze, confirm and enter, the opportunity is already gone. But a system doesn't wait. The moment your condition matches, it acts instantly. No delay, no hesitation. And over time, this small difference in speed creates a big difference in results. There is one more thing most traders don't realize: consistency. Ask yourself honestly, do you follow your strategy every single day or only on some days? Some days you are disciplined, some days you are emotional, some days you overtrade, some days you skip trades. That means your results are not based on your strategy, they are based on your mood. But a system doesn't have moods. It doesn't feel fear after a loss. It doesn't feel greedy after a profit. It just executes again and again, the same way. And that's where consistency is built, not by trying harder, but by removing variation. Another mistake traders make: they keep changing things, indicators, settings, time frames after every loss, because they think the problem is the setup. But many times the problem is not the setup, it's inconsistent execution. That's why before running any strategy, you need clarity, data, proof. With Quantman, you can backtest your ideas. You can see how your strategy worked in the past, what is the win rate, what kind of drawdown to expect. So you are not guessing, you are deciding. And slowly, your confidence shifts, not from hope, but from data. At the end of the day, trading is not about predicting the market. No one can do that perfectly. Trading is about this: can you follow a system even when it feels uncomfortable? Manual trading makes this difficult. because every decision depends on your state of mind. Algo trading simplifies because execution is no longer emotional. So the real shift is not manual versus algo. The real shift is from reacting to executing, from stress to structure, from guessing to clarity. Market will always move. Opportunities will always come. But your time, your focus, your energy is limited. If you spend all of it reacting to every move, you will feel exhausted. But when you build a system, you create space to think, space to improve, space to grow. And that's when trading becomes sustainable. Manual trading is where most people start, but structured execution is where consistency begins. Because in the end, successful traders are not the ones who know more. They are the ones who execute better, consistently.
Trading and investing involve substantial risk and are not suitable for every investor.